And Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has reacted to the CBI charge sheet as well. He is claiming that the CBI has given a clean chit to Manish Sisodia by not naming him in the charge sheet. He also said that if the CBI found anything, they would have definitely arrested Manish Sisodia. Kejriwal claims that in this investigation, this entire probe is being personally monitored by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. That is the charge coming in from Arvind Kejriwal. He has also added that the Prime Minister met the CBI director personally. Let's listen in to the Delhi Chief Minister.
प्रधानमंत्री जी ने निर्देश दिए हुए थे कि कुछ भी करो, मनीष सिसोदिया को गिरफ्तार करो, लेकिन सारी जांच के बावजूद ये मनीष सिसोदिया के खिलाफ जरा सा भी सबूत नहीं ले पाए। आज हम गर्व के साथ पूरे देश के सामने कह सकते हैं, केजरीवाल कट्टर ईमानदार है, हमारी पार्टी कट्टर ईमानदार है और हमारे खिलाफ इन लोगों ने पूरी जांच कर ली, हमारे खिलाफ जरा सा भी सबूत ये लोग नहीं ला पाए। इसी वजह से ये रोज कीचड़ फेंकते हैं हमारे ऊपर, रोज कीचड़ फेंकते हैं हमारे ऊपर। लेकिन इन्होंने इतनी हमारी जांच कर ली, इतनी जांच कर ली, सारी फाइलों की जांच कर ली, सारे अफसरों को लगा दिया, सारी एजेंसीज को लगा दिया, ये कुछ नहीं निकाल पाए आज तक। केवल शराब घोटाला नहीं, किसी केस में कुछ नहीं निकाल पाए।
Rupashri continues to be with us on the phone line. Rupashri, so Arvind Kejriwal making the political point that even though Manish Sisodia has not been named in this charge sheet, the BJP says the investigation will continue. But Arvind Kejriwal saying that the fact that he's not been named in the charge sheet is equivalent to a clean chit. Also now taking a direct shot at the Prime Minister, saying that he's the one who's pulling the strings when it comes to targeting the Aam Aadmi Party.
Absolutely, and remember this statement of Arvind Kejriwal actually comes just before he left for Gujarat on a 3-day tour. And Arvind Kejriwal is going to hold road shows over there in 3 places and also a public meeting. And Aam Aadmi Party has extremely high stakes in Gujarat, with the Chief Minister himself being in Gujarat almost every single week for at least 2 to 3 days. So this statement has come just before the Gujarat elections. Number 2, Arvind Kejriwal has always said, and even today he said, answering the charge of the BJP, that investigations are still on, and therefore how can you claim that you are innocent? Because so maybe there is nothing to name him in the charge sheet so far, but something may emerge. And to answer that question, actually, Arvind Kejriwal actually said that investigations have been on against us since 2015. And investigations will continue against us as long as I am alive. But the fact is that Manish Sisodia was named as accused number 1. The fact is that even after so many months and 800 officers, being on the case according to Arvind Kejriwal himself, raids on the house of the Deputy Chief Minister, raids on his locker, raids in the village of Manish Sisodia, if the CBI really could not find any evidence to even name him in the charge sheet, that is being used by the Aam Aadmi Party to prove its point that there is actually no liquor scam and Manish Sisodia is completely innocent. Now remember, this is a very, very tense political battle that is being played out. So Aam Aadmi Party here trying to claim the upper hand or the moral high ground by saying that since the CBI has not named Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia, despite the fact that he was accused number 1, proves that the CBI does not have any evidence yet, despite multiple raids, hundreds of officers, and so on and so forth. But again, like the BJP said, and like the investigative officers are saying, the investigations still continue, and it remains to be seen whether the CBI can really unearth something in this case or not against Manish Sisodia himself.
Right, and we're getting some more breaking news when it comes to the entire liquor rate scam. Now, ED sources have told News18 that the agency is planning a major action. They will file a charge sheet today, which is about 4,000 pages long, and this does not include Sisodia's name as well. But those of the 5 arrested accused, those are the ones who are being named in this charge sheet. But they have also said, this is what ED sources say, that many key accused will be named in the supplementary charge sheet, and Manish Sisodia has not been questioned so far. So that is also what's coming in from the agency, the Enforcement Directorate. I'm joined by Ashish Mehrishi on the phone line, who tracks the Enforcement Directorate. Ashish, so a technical clarification coming in from ED sources that even though Manish Sisodia is not named in the charge sheet, he's not out of the woods yet.
So, if somebody is not named in the initial charge sheet, that does not mean that that person has got a clean chit. The investigation is going on. So there is a technical thing that has to be kept in mind, that once somebody is arrested after the FIR or the ECIR is filed, the department gets around 60 days from the day of arrest. So obviously, whenever an investigation happens, it takes some time. So they have to file a charge sheet within 60 days. The investigation is still on. We already know, if you see, the remand notes that we have been able to access, whether it relates to Vijay Nair, whether it relates to Abhishek Boinpalli or Sarath Reddy, to anyone, whenever we see the remand notes, it very clearly speaks about huge amount of money exchanging hands, and the remand note quotes is around 100 crore rupees. And it also says, if you go through the remand note of Vijay Nair, and at the clause 8.5, it says that around 30 crore rupees was paid to somebody in Delhi out of that 100 crore rupees, and that money that money moved through Hawala channels. So 30 crore rupees and 100 crore rupees is the amount that we are talking about, and that is what the remand note mentions. So if Arvind Kejriwal comes out and says that the two departments, the ED and the CBI, have not found anything against Manish Sisodia, that will be too early to comment. Reason being that Manish Sisodia was heading that department. So absolving immediately, they're saying that, I have got nothing to do with it, or I have found anything. It's basically, going to depend on the supplementary charge sheet. The investigation is still on. So let's see how things move forward. But ultimately, one has to see that, yes, the ED charge sheet is going to be filed today. Manish Sisodia is unlikely to be named. That is what we are hearing from our sources from the Enforcement Directorate. The team has already left the ED office, and by 2 o'clock, that is what we're expecting. The moment court opens post-lunch, the charge sheet will be filed. It is naming around 5 to 6 accused. That is, again, we are hearing people who have been arrested till now. So their role will basically be highlighted in the charge sheet. The charge sheet, what we are being told is, it's not about 4,000 pages. The annexures include 4,000 pages. Annexure is because there are a lot of annexures that need to be placed along with the charge sheet. So let's see how things move forward. But obviously, one can't say that Manish Sisodia has been given a clean chit as of now.
Absolutely. And Ashish, for the benefit of our viewers, please take us through the modus operandi of this entire scam that has been pieced together by the agency.
So, if you see the people who have been arrested till now and what it reveals, the details, because, usually the agencies like CBI and ED are very tight-lipped on their investigation. But whatever we can gather from the remand notes that have come out in public domain, remand note reveals that basically there was a cartelization. A South lobby was involved into cartelization, where loans were given by one company to another company and then further to another company. There was a layer that was created. The idea was, because this was in violation of the excise policy of Delhi, where it has very clearly said that, to avoid cartelization, a few people could, a company could gather retail license only in around three circles. But here, one company was controlling 9 to 10 circles. That is what the allegation is. And for that, bribe was paid, or of around 100 crore rupees. That is what the ED and the CBI is claiming. At least the ED in its remand note claims. And it says that around 30 crore rupees were paid to somebody in Delhi. They're not naming. They're very tight-lipped about it. So who got this 30 crore rupees? But certainly they have certain statements in their hand. We all know that any statement under Prevention of Money Laundering Act is admissible in the court of law as evidence. So if Arvind Kejriwal says that there is no scam, nothing has been found till now, that's absolutely untrue, because the charge sheet will reveal a lot of things, and once the court takes cognizance, then we can have some details from the charge sheet, because we can't hear anything till the court takes cognizance. But my sources in the Enforcement Directorate tell me that they have been able to gather lots of evidence, which actually can take to the doors of Manish Sisodia in days to come. And there could be a supplementary charge sheet in days to come, which will actually nail a few politicians as well. That is what my sources in the Enforcement Directorate tell me.
Absolutely, it's not